Hi everyone, thank you for joining me live. For everyone who will be catching the replay, thank you for joining me too. My name is Isabel from healthandnaturallife.com, and I work with energy healing, energy clearing, animal communication, anything and everything that deals with the broad subject of consciousness, of energy, of creation, of reality, of how we can use our innate ways of being and the innate ways of working with consciousness, with energy, with our own physiology to just achieve a level of mastery and of peace and of connection with the world, this beautiful world that we're experiencing. And the tool that I wanted to share today, it's a tool, it's a hack, I don't really know what to call it. It's just a simple little use, perhaps, of our physiology that has been helping me a lot in releasing resistance. And why is this important? I don't think I need to explain this to you because you know it, and this is pretty much what we've been talking in almost all of my videos. Energy clearing is all about releasing resistance. Healing is all about releasing resistance and tension in the body. And what keeps us a lot of times from actually allowing the tension to release, to flow out, flow through, the energy to flow of that tension is our judgments against whatever it is that we're feeling. So it might be that we have an aversion towards something, and that's because we have a judgment that something is unwanted and we're trying to keep it at bay. And that's just a thought, a judgment that we are putting on energy and trying to push against it, which just makes it be locked in our body as tension. And there are other types of judgments that cause attachments. So things that we like so much that we don't want to let go of them, that make us feel so good that we try to grab onto them using force. And again, that trying to grab, that using force creates tension and just locks up our energy. Instead of being free flowing, it starts to create kinks in the hose, and it starts to create imbalances, and from energetic imbalances then come mental, then come emotional, then come physical imbalances and illnesses, diseases. So this particular trick, hack, is something that we can do anytime, anywhere really, and I've been using this a lot, especially since last week, that the complete release of tension video that I shared with you. I've been doing a challenge that I've been, at least 4 hours a day, have a little beeper almost at about a timer that on the minute just gives me a cue, almost like a Pavlovian response by this time, to search my body, notice where I have tension and release it. And I can tell you that being aware of the tension takes some mastery, because the outward tension, you can feel it easily. But then when we release that low-hanging fruit, there's inbuilt inner tension that's that we're so used to, that is so familiar to us that we might not even notice. So there's that. The more that we do it, the more that we become sensitive to the tension that we're holding. But then the part of releasing it for me has been for my entire life, let's just put it like that. That's why I had OCD. Releasing tension has been a challenge, a project, let's just put it like that. Because there's a lot of judgments, a lot of attachments, and a lot of aversions. And this little tweak technique is helpful in helping me at least let go of the whatever resistance is that I'm mentally not even aware of, but that's pushing against the energy and creating the tension. And when I do this, it just starts to melt, release, relax my body, and the energy flows. And like you saw in the title, the technique involves the eyes, and not just the eyes and the facial expression. So I'm just going to explain to you, but then I'm just going to perhaps give you a little bit of a felt experience if you want to play along. And it's just this: when I'm focusing on whatever area of tension I'm feeling, it might be a physical pain as well, it doesn't need to be just an emotional or emotional contraction or a sensation of any sort. It can be physical pain. I just internally look at it. If you're sitting down or lying down, if you're in a place where you can close your eyes and look inside. But after a bit, you can actually do this while you're moving about your day. But let's just imagine in the beginning, I close my eyes, I look to the place where I am feeling the tension, and I just very calmly stay with my attention there on that place. And very soon I start to notice that my eyes start contracting in a certain expression, and my facial expression starts showing me what the energy is that I'm feeling. So if that tension is connected to anger, my eyes and my facial expression will start to show that anger type of micro expressions that we are aware of. So it's almost like I'm inside, I'm just noticing how my face and my eyes react to the thing that I'm focused on, my attention in my body, and I'm reading my own facial expressions from a deeper place. And when I notice that, I just very deliberately, after reading what's going on, and you don't really need to know what it is, just notice the difference, the intention, the tension locking in your eyes, in your eyebrows, in your facial expression. I just start to relax the eyebrows, then I start to relax the eyes, and then if the facial expression is still there after relaxing the eyes and the eyebrows, which a lot of times isn't, it dissolves, I start relaxing as well the jaw, the lips, the facial expression itself. When I do this, it immediately, most of the times, starts the energy moving. It's almost like the judgment that was locked unconsciously on that energy. When I change from the facial expression of whatever that judgment was interpreting that energy to be, the judgment itself, as I relax my facial expression, becomes neutral. And with that neutrality, I'm not pushing against the energy, I'm not holding on to the energy, and it starts to move easily. There are a lot of techniques that use the eyes for helping heal trauma. Top of my mind, hypnosis is one. When you relax the eyes, the entire body gets into a state of deep relaxation and a hypnotic state. Desensitization movements are another one, for instance. And when we experience any kind of trauma, we hold our breaths and our eyes get fixed on a certain position. So my interpretation with what's happening with this technique is that when we focus on whatever it is that we're experiencing in our body, we are tapping into, it's almost like an address, we're tapping into an experience that was a trauma of some sort, because we didn't allow it to flow through us, we didn't digest it fully. So we're tapping into that, and we are hitting the outer layer of the judgment. So the whatever thought pattern we locked in there that made us either push against it or try to hold on to it, when that charged judgment shows in our face and we then relax our facial expression, is the equivalent, a physiological equivalent of mentally and emotionally getting to neutral about it. So not having any charge on that experience, and that almost opens the gates. It dissolves that outer pushing against crust sort of thing, and the energy can start to flow through again. And this is how I can release tension that seems to be almost unavailable to me. So if you want to experience this, I'll just give you a quick guide through, because it is very simple. It's something that we can do in 30 seconds, a minute at most. But don't be guided by time or anything like that. Just feel into yourself, because that's what's important. It's learning to work with our energy, with our physiology, with our emotions, with our mind, to release these pockets of aversions and attachments, and just be able to allow our energy to flow free, and for us to actually experience anything that is in our lives without creating those pockets of trauma, of resistance that just derail everything else in our energy and therefore in our life experience. So just scan your body if you want. Find something that feels like a contraction. It can be even a pain if you want. And just look at it with your eyes closed, but look internally in that direction, at that spot. I'm doing this with you as well. And now just notice how your eyes, your facial expression started to change. Just for you to see the before and after. And now keep your attention still on that spot where you were focusing before, and just very gently start relaxing your eyebrows and relaxing your eyes, your eyeballs. With your attention still focused on that spot in your body where you're feeling attention, you're just relaxing the eyeballs, almost letting them melt, relax, and relaxing the eyebrows as best you can, as best you can, of course. And start as well, if you see that your facial expression is still tight, start relaxing your facial expression, maintaining still your awareness on that spot in your body. And you might notice that the energy starts flowing, or energy starts moving inside of you. And it is very natural as well, after this, for almost a smile, a very light smile to very naturally come to our face. But if it doesn't, you can continue to release the tension in your face, so relax the muscles. And if you want, deliberately, you can just add a very light smile to your lips as you're still focusing on that spot where you feel the tension. It's almost like a loving kindness type of smile. And this will help your body and your brain know you're not resisting anything, you're welcoming. You're allowing everything that's there to come to the surface, so you can see it, you can feel it, you can allow it to be there and be integrated with you. It is part of your consciousness and you want it flowing. Again, it's just the judgment that's keeping it stuck. Energy and movement always is life-giving and is always pleasurable. And that's the technique itself, technique, hack. Honestly, it's such a short thing that to call it technique just feels like, yeah, overstatement. It really is just a hack, a way of working with our physiology, with our energy, to allow whatever we locked before to release the judgments that we put on our own energy and our own consciousness, and let that energy, instead of being locked as tension in our body and in our energy fields, just flow through again and become part of our available life force. Hope you felt it, play with it, and yeah, do let me know what you felt, what you think about this, and I hope this was useful. Like, comment, share the video, do whatever, feel inspired, because YouTube does love those things, and I'll see you on the next video.